wonderful and splendid day, viewers and listeners. I am Nicole Gingabiana, and you're listening to Humanities Activities. Today we will be discussing the recent news that occurred in the Rocky Mountains of Rizal. The recent news covered a landslide that affected its residents. And today, we are joined by two lovely and wondrous experts from the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council. Let's ask our first guest expert, Mr. Roland. What do you think about the recent news of the landslide that struck Rizal?
The landslide affected an estimate of 250 individuals, 8 total fatalities, and 23 people were rushed to the hospital due to injuries. According to some witnesses, the continuous deforestation and the typhoon that directly hit Rizal may be contributing factors into why the landslide happened.
Oh no, how tragic! Could you give us any mitigating techniques for landslides?
Mitigation may occur with the help of the assigned NDRRMC. They are the people that help provide information for these kinds of events, and they are the ones who take action when these disasters occur. Learning how to coordinate with them is essential in case of these disasters.
Oh, that reminds me. Speaking of the sudden news of the landslide, have you heard that an estimate of 10 million hectares of forest were cut down for our use each year?
Really? 10 million hectares of forest each year? Oh my god, that's a lot.
A lot is quite an understatement. Humanity has destroyed 1/3 of the world's forest. Can you even imagine that?
That is an unbelievable percentage of forests eradicated. But Miss Lino, where are you leading this discussion?
To simply put it, this is deforestation. This is one of the causes of landslides and land degradation, but also a detriment to few of our primary factors for living and survival. Trees and plants are very beneficial to the environment. It has a lot of uses ranging from medical and construction uses to simpler items that we use daily, such as furniture, pencils, paper, and the like.
Knowing the benefits trees and plants provide, why aren't people planting more of them instead of shaving forests left and right?
Right? Humanity thinks we have unlimited resources. If humanity keeps ignoring this problem, the effects would impact us greatly and negatively. Trees also help stabilize the soil to mitigate landslides and to act as a sponge to prevent heavy flooding. And losing this will lead to worse greenhouse effects.
That is horrible, Princess. Speaking of greenhouse gases, what would happen if we don't control and lessen the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere?
Well, carbon dioxide is one of the greenhouse gases that contributes to the changing climate of the Earth. If there aren't enough trees, carbon dioxide would start to occupy more space in the atmosphere and would lead to climate change.
Oh, well, what do you think is the cause of pollution? Do you think it's us? And what are the effects of pollution to the environment?
Yes, I would say that human greediness and careless activities could be the root cause of pollution. Some negative effects of pollution could include the reduction of the developing tree seedlings, depletion of soil nutrients, and the promotion of spread algal blooms in coastal areas in the ocean, which can be toxic to wildlife and us humans.
Oh, speaking of the coastal ocean, pollution does not only occur in our land resources, correct?
Yes, totally. We can also experience pollution in our water resources. For instance, plastics are one of the leading causes of land and water pollution. We can see plastics lying around beaches, rivers, and other bodies of water. This affects living organisms as they try to eat them, which is impossible to digest, so it leads to unfortunate events.
Did you know that air pollution can also affect our different forms of water?
Oh, I didn't know about that. In what way possible?
Well, biodiversity in the ocean could be negatively affected due to the change of pH level of the sea. Ocean acidification can bring negative effects to living organisms in the ocean and health hazards to us humans since we are interconnected in the food chain.
I see. So in conclusion, the different forms of pollution are really connected with each other. So that means if one of these occurs, it can create a domino effect to the other factors that can be affected, like climate change, living organisms, and our natural resources. Now that we've come to an end, I just want to say thank you to these two experts who gave us enough information about the current state of our planet. I hope you guys learned something from this episode. Once again, I'm Nicole Gingabiana, your host for Humanities Activities. And don't forget to take good care of our common home and yourself. Till our next one, bye!
welcome back to Come and Chica with us. I'm Riam.
And I am Peter.
For today's podcast, we will have a serious topic.
Since we are slowly overcoming the pandemic, let's turn on the time machine and return to 2020, where before the pandemic happened, the Taal volcano erupted.
The eruption of the Taal volcano is one of the most dangerous disasters our country experienced. Despite being far from the area, many places experienced the ash fall.
For today's special guest, our Chikatings, we have Nicole. Nicole was a worker at one of the resorts in Tagaytay when the volcanic eruption happened.
Hi guys, it is such an honor to be here.
Thank you so much for sharing your time with us today. We appreciate it. Peter and our Chikatings are interested in how you coped up during the eruption. How did you do it?
Well, it was very overwhelming for all of us, including my fellow workers. There were a lot of struggles along the way, but you could say we managed them well. The eruption took a toll on our jobs. The resort decided it was the best to close the business and cancel scheduled events for a while. It was a lot to take in, considering it was the only job I had. And if I couldn't earn any salary, what resources did I have to support myself? Let's add the fact that the ashfall was not helping either. I could not leave the house for a few weeks, since I've always had major breathing problems. The atmosphere was pretty bad during those days.
We're sorry for what happened. I'm sure it must have been such a difficult experience. How are you managing recently?
Lately, I've been doing pretty well. The resort is already back in business, and we've been gradually earning many customers and requested events. As for my health, I'm still a little worried, but I have yet to experience any alarming symptoms. I am very grateful that we've managed to cope well.
Thank you so much, Nicole, for sharing your experience with us. You mentioned that the ashes greatly affected our atmosphere. Lately, we have received the news that climate change is slowly becoming more severe.
Scientists said our planet would experience much more severe climate change effects. Today, we experience extreme weather changes, and typhoons are more robust than before.
The reason is that the immense amount of fossil fuels we burn annually takes a tremendous toll on our planet. Deforestation and excessive use of our resources. If we take everything for granted, this will backfire on us.
Yes, Peter, you're right. Our fellow Chikatings, let's try to reflect. We are slowly destroying our planet. Climate change isn't a natural disaster like a volcanic eruption. We could stop it if we did our best to remain eco-friendly. One of the ways is that we can try composting and recycling. My mom is a fellow plantita, and I'm learning her ways to help our planet.
That's good for you, Riam. As for me, I try to limit the use of my car. I try to bike if the area is not as far, which also benefits my physical health.
These little things might look minor, but if we all do it regularly, we will see the result. You guys can also try other methods like planting trees in your backyard or limiting your plastic waste.
Many people nowadays have been promoting zero waste. It seems inconvenient, but it has a significant impact on our environment.
As a tribute to our planet, I encourage all of our Chikating to join us in the Zero Waste Challenge. No need to post anything or share your experience. Just do it on your own accord.
Let's take care of the earth, for we are the ones who benefit from it, and we are also the ones who would suffer if it continues to be like this.
And that's all for today, our dear Chikatings. I hope we realize how fortunate we haven't experienced a disaster yet.
But let us always remember that we should be prepared, educated, and informed about the basic protocols. Like what Nicole did. Let's look at her as an example.
Furthermore, let's reflect on our actions. We We might be fortunate today that we're not able to experience what Nicole had gone through, but that may eventually change if climate change continues. Typhoons will get more vigorous, and sudden temperature rises will become harsher.
Let's help each other in overcoming this disaster, and we hope that you'll join Riam and me in our eco-friendly journey.
Thank you guys for hanging in there. Once again, I'm Liam.
And I am Peter. Stay safe, everyone. Signing out.